here, saved it for you. We've been waiting. She'll be here. She'll make it. Yeah. Thanks for coming. I mean, I know I was very nervous about having an event in LA because of traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you come from, though?
Well, no, not for me. I'm fine. I'm staying at a hotel down the street. I was nervous for all of you.
I'm like, I came from the Valley. I had to give myself an hour.
Well, I mean, I did come from Houston, so yeah, that's fair.
A little further.
A little further. But for this book tour, I've done a lot of books, written a lot of book tours, and I'm like, I want my conversation partners to be influencers, because to me, influencers are the new, I mean, for me, I think they're the new celebrities and the new storytellers. I covered celebrities for a long time, as many of you know.
So where's the one for this one?
But you are, I mean, I think more people see these videos on the palms of our hand than do the latest Netflix show these days. And when it comes to books, especially, the power you have to show people great books is just awesome. And we've talked about this in my podcast.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so honored to get to be here in conversation.
I'm honored to be invited. So thank you. And it's funny because I didn't know anything about Trad Wives, but for you.
I know. I've pink-pilled a lot of people in this
Seriously.
room. Yeah.
Like, I think you wrote a blog post last summer, and I think I actually signed up and paid money to be able to read the whole blog post.
I think you did, because you messaged me right afterwards.
I was like, I need to read this and learn more about it. And now I follow a bunch of Trad Wives.
I love it. I love this
and
for
I'm
you.
fully pink-pilled. But for people who have just walked into the store or about to stumble in and who might not know what Trad Wives are, will you talk to us a little bit about Trad Wives? Hashtag Trad Wives.
Well, this woman right here appears to be a Trad wife.
She's fabulous.
I'm a little nervous that she came here to come after me, to be honest. It's amazing. She's one of my oldest friends. I didn't recognize her in that costume when she was walking down the street. So Trad wife is short for traditional wife. And I've been covering influencers for the past 5 years. And I started seeing the rise of Trad wives about 2 years ago. And it's a very specific thing. It is absolutely not a stay-at-home mom. Stay-at-home moms are working their butts off. They are the CEOs of their families. This is a woman who's cosplaying a combination of Laura Ingalls Wilder Prairie Life with 1950s June Cleaver sitcom life. And with a lot of messaging around the fact, wouldn't you just be happier? And they do it in this voice, or they do it in the AI voice. Wouldn't you just be happier if you could stay home all the time and bake your own bread and raise your own chickens and run through your own fields barefoot with your 19 children? And I'm like, that would not make me happy, to be honest. No, we were just talking about this the other day. The guy who delivers our wood, so we have a wood burning stove, just dropped it in the driveway instead of helping us stack it. So I stacked wood for an entire day, and I'm like, I was not meant for this life. I was not meant for this level of labor. And so what they're doing is they're really stripping out all of the work from it, all of the labor. Being a mom is hard. Being a caregiver is hard. Being a farmer is insanely hard, unless you have a lot of generational wealth and your husband is the heir to the JetBlue fortune. Hey! We have a seat for you right here. We're all friends in here now. So, and so these women are pretending that they're not actually doing work and raking in the money from these videos. I mean, it started out, tens of thousands of dollars, but a lot of these very good Trad wife influencers are making 7 figures at this point, which is the irony is they're saying you should stay at home and not work. And they are the major breadwinners of their families. Most of their husbands have quit their own jobs and are now running their media companies. And so after covering this and watching the smoke and mirrors of it all and their faux lives versus their real lives, I'm like, well, this is just ripe for murder. Right? If I'm going to write a murder mystery, it's this. Yeah.
But how did you come to find out that it was cosplay, right? Because the videos seem very authentic online.
They do. They absolutely do.
So what got you to start pulling the thread on it and kind of uncovering the fact that maybe what is on camera is not the reality?
Yeah. I mean, I've interviewed dozens of Trad wives at this point, and
they told you they're lying.
You can see the chinks in the armor.
Yeah.
And also dozens of former Trad wives, and then the people that work for them, the staff that we never see. I've talked to so many of them. The videographers, the photographers, the nannies, the homeschooling tutors. And And really, I've also gone to a lot of mom influencing conferences. There's a mom influencing conference in here called Mom Bomb. And I met a lot of the behind the scenes staff. One of the awesome things that I learned, which seems like it's satire and it's not in the book, is that a lot of these influencers are actually renting out houses and renting entire farms now. So you can rent the farm and it's like chickens optional, right? Like, do you want the Angus? It's a package, yeah. With like the add-ons.
Trad wife number 3.
Yeah, exactly. Hello. We've got seats right around here. And there's Owl's Brew tea in the ice bucket. Yeah. So yeah, and once I found out that you could rent these by the hour, like a seedy motel, we were off to the races. Really, like that was the big tell for me. My favorite, and all right, once I say this, you're never going to be able to unsee it. Okay, so if you don't want to know, plug your ears. It's like the time that someone told me the lead singer of Blink 182 has a lisp, and now every time I'm just like, oh God, every song. But they rent bathrooms a lot to do their get ready with me routines, like all of their skin care. Like, this is me in the morning. This is me when I go to sleep at night. But those bathrooms don't have toilets because there's really nowhere in a bathroom with a mirror that in most people's bathrooms where you could prop a camera and not either see the toilet behind you or in the view of the mirror. And no one wants to see a toilet. They decided brands didn't like the toilets in there. So the fake rental bathrooms have no toilets. So if you're looking at a getting ready with me and you don't see a toilet, it's not their house.
It's a legit water closet.
It's a legit water closet, yeah.
But some of them are like, a lot, at least the ones I follow that you have like told me about that now I follow. And
you follow the real fancy ones though that have
they're like actually talented though. Like,
they're so
some of them are very talented.
Hey! They're actually so talented. I mean, that's the one thing that I discovered when I started covering influencing as a business. And when I started Under the Influence, I did it because I just had my second baby, and my first baby was so easy. This one came out of the womb and like looked me straight in the eye and was like, "We ride at dawn, bitch." And just like did not sleep for the next year. And so all I could do was rock her and hold her and scroll Instagram on my phone. And that's when I first started learning about these mom influencers, because they were all also trying to sell me something like organic goat nipples to like that they turn into pacifiers. That was a real thing that I almost bought at one point because these people, oh, Christine's about to come in. Let's all be really weird when she comes in and cheer for her. Because her book just came out last week. Yeah, I know. Let's give her a sit. There's a seat right there. Yeah.
Yes, come on.
Hi. I told them to cheer for you. And so what I realized doing my reporting was that mom influencing is a multi-billion-dollar business created by women for women that is mostly ignored by mainstream media because it is created by women for women. And these women are bosses. They're entrepreneurs. I compare their content to something as complex as Vogue at this point. Like, what they do is real work. And I know that because I tried to be a mom influencer for a week and my family decided that they hated me. I did the thing where I hired a photographer and a videographer to shoot an entire week of images of us wearing like adorable coordinated outfits. And within the first hour, everyone was crying. Right. Yeah. They were all like, nope. This is not us. This is not us. So yeah, I mean, it's more than a full-time job. What it is.
But some of them, like I'm saying, like some of them aren't cosplaying. So like, what's the difference between a trad wife today versus like Martha Stewart as a lifestyle influencer 30 years ago, right? Or was she the OG trad wife and just we didn't realize it at the time?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that Martha Stewart was always very forthright about that she was the boss. This was Martha. This is my name on the company. This is all about me. And with a lot of the trad wives, we're seeing a little bit of a shift now, but especially when it started 2 years ago, it was much more, oh my gosh, I'm just a wife. I'm just a wife and a mom. I'm just showing you like this is my everyday. And we know that even for the people that like, sure, they might own that beautiful ranch. This is not their everyday. You are not going out to milk a cow in a dress that looks like this. And I know this because I bought the dress that Ballerina Farm was wearing on the cover of EV magazine and tried to milk a cow. And it was not easy. My boob fell right out of that dress. And so it's that. It's like, it's the smoke and mirrors of like, we're not showing the actual 6 hours that goes into baking this sourdough. Right. We're making it seem like, oh, I bake everything from scratch for my 9 children because that's what a good woman does.
Right.
And the infusion of the conservative values is what really starts to get to me.
So in writing a book like this, do you have concerns at all that you're platforming the lifestyle or introducing people to it that might normally come to it?
I'm less worried about that because what we're doing in the book is showing the lifestyle and then puncturing the fantasy, right? So we're showing this is all content. This is a creation. And behind the scenes, it's definitely not as beautiful as you think it is. I mean, in fact, the trad wife influencers in this, things go terribly wrong for them in the best possible way.
But I always laugh because as an influencer, I could never do like the get ready with me videos. Like, cause I laugh at the fact that like someone woke up at 5 a.m., set their camera up, turned off the lights, got back into bed and then got up and filmed it.
And
that sounds exhausting to me.
Yeah, because it is exhausting.
And ridiculous.
And absurd, but it completely works. I mean, millions of people watch this content.
I love it. It's very relaxed. Like a lot of them are relaxing. Like I think you interviewed the woman who does the egg on the knife thing. She's like, that's like, she always dressed like a Disney princess, and I'm kind
Lex De La Rosa,
I'm kind of obsessed with her.
I know. Well, I'm hoping to see her in San Diego tomorrow.
But
she just got divorced, so she's having a real problem with the brand. I don't know if you can be a trad.
It's a pivot.
It's got to be a pivot. Yeah. I don't know if you can be a trad wife if you're no longer a wife.
Okay, so the book came out this week.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, in your own words, what the book is about?
Yeah. So the book is based off 2 characters. We have Lizzie and Bex, they were best friends in college, closest sisters, and they had a falling out at the end of school right after graduation. They haven't spoken in 15 years. Lizzie is a journalist, still kind of trying to make it in magazines, but magazines hardly exist anymore. And Bex is now Rebecca, or Barefoot Mama, an Instagram influencer with millions of followers who showcases her life on her gorgeous ranch out west. We never say what state we're in. With her handsome husband, Gray, and her many, many, many children. I think it's 6, but at one point it was 9. In the book, I forget what we changed it to. And Bex reaches out to Lizzie after all these years. And Lizzie's like, I don't even know if I want to talk to you. And Bex invites her to come do a profile of her, says that she has a very big deal and a very big scoop. She wants her to come out to her ranch and to this mom influencing conference called Mom Bomb, also out west. And Lizzie shows up. They have a beautiful reconnection. And the next day, Bex's husband is brutally murdered and she disappears. And Lizzie has to try to solve the murder to clear her friend's name and also figure out what happened 15 years ago to her.
Juicy.
It's juicy.
Is this your first murder mystery whodunit?
Yeah, I mean, Sicilian had murder mystery elements in it, right?
Yeah.
But it was less of a whodunit. This is my first straight up murder suspense thriller.
And how was it doing?
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I ever want to write without a dead body ever again. I'm like, why would I do that? This is so good. It's so much fun. I had a great time with it. I wrote it fast too. I mean,
I feel like we were talking about it last summer on the podcast.
We were talking about it on the podcast, and all of a sudden I'm like, here it is, Jordy, it's done. Because do you have to head out? Good to see you. I know, so embarrassing. It's really terrible. You should all feel bad for my kids. So I started writing on my Substack, on my newsletter for fun. I was initially inspired by Harrison Butker's graduation speech, in which he told women that their highest purpose and calling in life was only to be a wife and a mother. And I just kept thinking, I'm like, what if the women fought back? What if the women in that audience were like, excuse me?
Yeah.
I just started chucking sourdough at him. And so that scene happens in my book. They do not take it. And I mean, it started there. And I started writing this for fun on the Substack. And then I would give it away when people bought Sicilian Inheritance. It was like a marketing thing. And then I really fell in love with these characters. And I talked to my editor. I was like, I think we have something here. but it has to come out really fast because who knows where the internet's going to be. This was pre-election too. I was like, maybe we won't even have trad wives 2 years from now. Which is, and 2 years is the normal publishing cycle, right? I'm like, so the longest it can be is next summer. And she's like, we do not do anything fast. She's like, that is crazy. But we figured out how to make it work. I wrote it in 3 months. I truncated all of the copy edits. I did them very quickly, and we did it as a trade paperback so that it could come out this summer.
Yeah.
Little did I know that trad wives were going to be stronger than ever. But because the last time I touched the book, like to edit it, was Christmas, it is pretty up to date with what's going on. But I did keep trying to make it, like, I think I told you on the podcast, I'm like, my goal is to make it more bananas, like as crazy as possible. So I kept coming up with different things.
But it wasn't bananas because I had to reread a big chunk of it, like in preparation for this. And I was like, this still resonates. It feels very grounded in a lot of ways.
It really is. Like at one point I created an AI baby just for shits and giggles. And the point was like, oh, babies and pregnant bellies are the best thing for engagement on Instagram. But this one influencer can't have anymore, and she really wants this Pampers sponsorship. So she makes an AI baby, and but then after I wrote it, it's a real thing. Like I was talking to one mom influencer, she's like, yeah, like Jackie did that, like last month. She's like, and Pampers has no fucking clue. So real life is so much stranger than fiction.
And what do you think it is about the subculture that is so popular and resonating with people, whether they want to be a trad wife or like me, just fascinated by it? Like,
I get it. And I think that this is it is exactly what America wants and needs right now. And especially American women, we are burnt out. We're exhausted. Especially my generation was told to lean in, be a girl boss. You can do anything. And the corporate world was not amenable to that. Like society is not set up to allow women to be mothers and also to have all of the ambitions that they want in the world. And so we're burnt out and tired. And we look at these videos and we're like, this does seem so, they just seem so happy. And so life is so easy. But what we're not seeing, what the book is trying to show, is we're not seeing the labor behind it.
Right.
The fact that you know better than anyone, content creation is such hard work.
Yeah.
To make videos that actually work, that you actually want to watch, it takes a lot of time.
It's like there's something very like soothing about a lot of it too, I think.
It's
like we were
so
talking about
soothing.
like Nara Smith, and like those videos are so relaxing in her voice.
Where she's just making things from scratch and talking like this. And you're
her
like,
husband's so handsome.
So handsome. They're always handsome. They're always handsome.
Which they are in your book too, by the way.
Yeah, they are. But if you don't see the husband in anyone's videos, it's because they're not handsome. They're like, and I've found that actually a couple of times. Yeah. I've looked at a couple of the influencer accounts where I'm like, I never. Maybe she doesn't have a husband. And then I met him and I'm like, oh, that's why.
He's a 3.
He's a 3, but he's probably really rich.
Okay.
So that doesn't play. You can't see that on the Instagram.
So question for you then, have you started to see, because I've started to get a lot of content that is like the men doing their like hub's life. Like, have you started to see the rise of that as well? Because that's been interesting for me to start to see also.
Which is fascinating because I'm like, oh, look, women created a whole industry and now men want to be a part of it. Yeah.
And they're quitting their jobs.
And they're actually quitting their jobs to do it. Yeah. I mean, there was that whole TikToker who was doing Hub's Life. Who I was just introduced to, where it was just like literally, have you guys seen this guy? Literally like 10-second segments of his day, like something as banal as like putting the laptop into the laptop sleeve.
I do like that part.
I know, I get it. Like again, it's
getting lunch and just taking a 10-minute nap in his car.
Yeah, exactly. And now he's quit his job, his actual job, but the internet doesn't like that because what they liked was like seeing an actual human's life. And they're like, we don't want you to be an influencer.
We don't want you to be an influencer. We want you to have a 9 to 5.
This wasn't your brand. I'm going to try to have him on the podcast.
I'm like fascinated by seeing the rise of that because it feels almost like counter to like a little bit of like that too.
Totally. Well, and one of the other things that I have in here, which is very real, is the parasocial relationship with influencers, which I think is more intense than any parasocial relationship that I used to see with celebrities because they feel like they're our friends in a lot of ways. And so when this terrible thing happens to Bex's family, all of the people that loved her so much immediately turn on her. And they become citizen detectives, and they're trying to solve the murder on their own. And they're like, I knew it all along. She's the worst. And that's a real thing. I mean, there is a Reddit snark thread dedicated to every single influencer online right now, ripping them apart.
Oh, I don't Google myself for those reasons. Like,
yeah, but I can't. How? Like, what would they do? They're like, I don't like his book pick this month. What are they gonna do?
I think that
But you do show enough parts of your life that they could be like, I'm not happy about this.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna be a trad wife because I don't want to show my kids for the most part.
Right.
Like you won't see those posts up there. Like they all get archived very quickly.
Yep.
So like I can't wake up at 5 a.m. and set a camera up. Like I just don't want to do that kind of thing.
I tried last week. So last week, the local Fox affiliate in Philly, 29, Jen Fredrickson was coming to our house to do a live shoot. And the shtick was that I was going to bake bread and cinnamon toast crunch from scratch. And it was like 2 hours of prep the night before. And then I woke up at about 4 a.m. to get everything ready and like have it all prepared. Nick also got up to help me because I'm like, I am not doing this alone. And the shoot went great. It's all amazing until like the last 30 seconds where I'm like, and my husband baked this fucking bread. And we were on live television and there's no 7-second delay anymore in Philadelphia. Yeah, they cut right to Mike in the studio, which was great. But that was so much labor for me to like do that. It was a 3-minute segment.
Yeah.
And I did and then I created a reel out of all of it, shot all of the little tiny things. And then it took me 2 hours to put that reel together. That was so much work.
That was one.
One.
They do it like every day.
And they do it, or like 3 or 4 a day at this point. Yeah. But that's why, and I think watching Ballerina Farm has been very interesting. And I'm like really careful to always say the brand Ballerina Farm. Hannah Nealman is clearly their CEO, right? But 2 years ago when she was up and coming, and her popularity has grown so exponentially, a lot of that content was very much, I'm just the wife here. I'm just the mom here. But now she's really coming forward as like, no, I'm the business person here. Like, I am running this. I just went to this school to learn how to be more of a chef. And showing, we've also got a studio. Here's the studio where we shoot the things. So I think we are starting to see a little bit more of the behind the scenes for the bigger brands.
Yeah. And it's interesting because you do explore a lot in the book about kind of the conservative and kind of Christian values behind it. And it kind of reminded me, there was a interesting documentary about the Duggar family.
Oh yeah.
And it feels like that was kind of the start of kind of something like that, where it felt like maybe there was a little bit more going on that they were trying to influence than just kind of about their family life, right? It's kind of that first dive into a subculture like that had this extension of like Christian nationalism to some degree and behind the scenes too, which I thought was interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, we know for a fact that Turning Point USA has financed a lot of Tradwife and Tradwife adjacent influencers, both podcasters and then digital influencers, pushing an agenda because they love the Tradwife idea, because they want to push an agenda of like, of course, like, isn't this better than a woman working outside the home? And if you want to have 9 children, you don't have to be on birth control and you're not going to care about reproductive rights anymore. So, and I call it pink pilling because it is like really soft proselytization into the right. And we're seeing it working. The birth control issue is the one thing where we saw it like really shift the Overton window of like what we believe politically.
Yeah.
I've talked to so many young girls who are smart young women, right? Who are like, oh yeah, I'm not on the pill because I'll never be able to have a baby. I'll be infertile. And I'm like, where'd you hear that? And they're like, the internet, on social media, like this influencer and that influencer. And I really trust them. And I'm like, I don't love the pill, but it kept me from getting pregnant by every douchebag I dated in my 20s and 30s. And that is a good thing, ladies. But that also doesn't look beautiful on Instagram. But the messaging goes down smooth because they're like, I'm baking the sourdough. And then let me tell you the problems I had with the pill, but I'm so much happier now. So they're very intertwined. There's a definite intersection. And it's definitely a lot of these have been either tacitly or inadvertently boosted by money from Turning Point. And Charlie Kirk said it. He's like, we don't have celebrities. And if we win the culture, we win the war.
Yeah. And to the earlier point, like the videos are entertaining. They're clearly bringing in people, gay, white, man, watching the videos because they're relaxing and interesting. And I'm fascinated by the subculture. So
exactly.
I think you also do a really nice job of exploring identity in the book. And I talk to my husband a lot about this because I'm fascinated by the idea of this generation of people who have grown up with the internet, who have been online their entire lives, right? In front of the camera, right? And what is identity when you only know yourself to the camera versus what actually is behind the scenes, and how do you identify yourself and how do you define who you are? And I thought you posed some interesting questions in the book about that as well.
Yeah, it was really interesting. There was one line that I overheard at a mom influencing conference 2 years ago, where the woman had burst into tears and was saying, I don't know who my actual friends are anymore, because all of these people, she has about 1 million followers, I think. All these people love me online. My real friends think I'm someone famous. They don't know me anymore. And now I don't know who I am either.
Yeah.
And it was heartbreaking to watch. And then, of course, I also wrote it down in a small notebook and put it in my pocket.
Put it in my murder mystery.
I put it in a murder mystery.
On sale this week.
Yeah. Buy the book, guys. But I heard it a lot, is the thing. That, like, who am I when I've created this whole persona online, and then who am I offline? I can't imagine what it would be like to be a complete digital social native. I mean, I feel like most of us in this room are part of the bridge generation where we grew up offline and then we had to adapt, and that was really hard, but I think it was really good for our brains to have to go through that.
Yeah.
And never having gone through that, I'm terrified for the kids. I really am.
It's been fascinating to kind of see. I've been watching the Jake and Logan Paul series on HBO.
Oh yeah.
And seeing them, they've only ever been online in front of the camera. So
in front of the camera their whole lives.
Yeah. So it's kind of fascinating to watch that, and it's fascinating to see it actually become like an actual reality now. So.
But I even see it in my own kids, who, I mean, clearly they're 8, 5, and 2, right? They're not on social media, but they see me do social media and they know the phone so well. Yeah. And so like they like see themselves. I think it's funny, every time we take a picture, does Charlotte do this? Like, wants to see it then.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
She doesn't want to watch videos at dinner. She wants to see photos of herself.
Photos of themselves, exactly. Or, and my 5-year-old will see the picture right after I take it and be like, oh, no, different one. And I'm like, we never
Back in the day, we had to ship that in. We had to wait a week.
No, she's like, that is not my best angle. And I like, that makes me nervous for them.
Yeah.
That they're like constantly viewing themselves through someone else's lens already.
It'll be interesting to see in the years to come. I want to open it up to audience questions, but before I do, last question, you do these deep dives into subcultures and influences on the internet. Are you seeing any new kind of trends or influencers coming up behind TradWife that you are fascinated by or excited about?
What are you most excited about in influencer culture right now?
In the deterioration of society.
Yeah.
What are you loving?
Exactly what you said. Actually, we're seeing more and more male influencers come up, which I think is really interesting. My New York launch 2 days ago was with Tyler Moore, who is Tidy Dad, who really just cleans the house online. And he's really great at it. He taught me how to clean a toilet and organize a closet. And he calls himself the TradWife's enemy number 1, because he's like, if I can convince more men to clean their own homes, what will the TradWives do? And he actually made us pins that said TradWife enemy number 1 that we both have now. But no, I'm seeing more men get into the space. And also then more men watching on both TikTok and on Instagram. And then I'm seeing more and more very hyper niche subcultures of influencers. So you go from the TradWives, and then there's very specifically the henfluencers.
What?
Henfluencers, which are just chicken influencers. And they're chickens. Yeah. They're and they're often sponsored by Home Depot for the coops. It's really coops, but they also sell chicks and eggs and aprons, egg carrying aprons. So it's a hyper specific niche, but like they have hundreds of thousands of followers. Yeah. So yeah, we're seeing it just get more and more granular in the same way that we've saw. I compare it a lot to reality television. Yeah, for sure. Because I covered the rise of reality television. In the very beginning, everyone was like, this is not going to be a thing. It just happened because of the writer's strike. And I was like, no, it's happening because we have now 6 celebrity weeklies where we had 1 prior to this. And then all of a sudden, all the blogs, and real celebrities don't do enough things. And we needed reality stars to fill that glut. And now with an internet that is 24/7, these influencers have become our new celebrities. They have to do things. And just like we saw reality stars get super niche, I think we're going to see the influencers. And actually, AI is going to freak me out with like what AI can do. It already is a little bit. Yeah. So it's about to get even weirder, guys. Even weirder.
What are you working on next?
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's open it up to some audience questions. Anyone have a question for Meg?
I'm gonna have to run, so the question first. First of all, I think you nailed it. I was like part of this culture from the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
Very beginning. The line about like something about a friend who shows up and is like, does anyone know? I literally had a friend from summer camp show up and was apparently asking around about me and was like, does anyone know her? And they were like, she keynotes every year. Everyone knows her. And I was like, oh, that's why that was weird. So anyway, you nailed it. But I am now, you're doing it again. You did it to Jordy, now you did it to me. I am now obsessed with Make America Sexy Again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Make America Sexy Again is a very MAGA coded influencer. And they're sexy conservative girls. And they are just like online in their bandage dresses and their cleavage, preaching conservative values.
But also, like, they're like, you should work. That video you shared where they were like, these trad wives, like, get a job.
Yeah.
And a man. And I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a schism between them now too, because I think it got so trad wife coded that there are a lot of powerful conservative women, and they're like, but this isn't me. There's like it's not just one or the other. You're not just like just the housewife or Kristi Noem, right? And so yeah, a lot of the Make America Sexy Again girls it's a real thing. Just search the hashtag Make America Sexy Again. They're anti-trad wife because they're like, I also work. And then that makes it really confusing because I'm like, I like what you're saying, but I don't like anything else. I'm not here for that. The rest of it, I think, I don't know. I find the online experience.
I'm gonna go touch grass and put some wood, pick some wood up and put it away.
I'm gonna go stack wood. God damn it, no. Are you leaving? Give me a hug. I was taking a picture. Guys, if I learned anything from influencers, it's always be selling. Okay.
Always be closing.
I'm the Glenn Ross of like book sales at this point. Bye, sweetheart.
Who else has?
Could you explain exactly? Yesterday, I was driving my daughter to the airport. She just graduated from high school, and she was talking about, well, when I was growing up, Mom, because she's always talking about herself in the past when she was so young.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. I had to deal with raising her with social media. But what about me, Mom? What about me? I have to raise my kids with the rise of AI, and it is so scary.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be terrible.
We never really got to what the scary things were because I feel like she probably knows more. The deep fakes, this and that. So I wanted to know, how do you do an AI baby? And can you talk anything about that?
Yeah, it's actually quite easy at this point. I mean, there's dozens of AI sites where, like, I mean, ChatGPT has a couple of offshoots of them. Anthropic is developing them, where you can create an image of a human that is amalgamated from images that AI has scanned of pretty much every photo all of you have ever uploaded onto the internet. So you can choose the color eyes, like how chubby, how svelte the baby is, and then turn them into videos as well.
Do they just wear like the things that actresses wear when they're supposed to be pregnant on TV?
Oh yeah. You could easily do it. I mean, I could do a fake baby. I just had a burrito. Like, you just have to do this a bunch. And then yeah, I mean, it's very easy to create a fake human. I was able to.
My grandma will be thrilled.
You're right. I want more. I was very easily able to create like a faux Bex from AI. I'm like, all right, get me a blonde, beautiful woman wearing a flower dress, running through a field. I could create an entire influencer account that wasn't real right now. And Meta has talked about how they have. And I mean, they got canceled for doing it because they created a bunch of AI influencers and were using them for brands. They were selling them to brands as advertising bots, essentially, and people didn't realize.
What about the actual children? Like, I read a little bit of Momfluencer, and like the kids hate doing this. Like,
some do, and some love it. That's the other thing. Some love it. So we are seeing the first generation of YouTube kids turn 18. And a lot of them are saying, I did not enjoy having my entire life filmed. Like, you know, they're the Danny Pintaro of the digital generation. And
you got that reference, you old.
You got that reference, you old. Yeah. But a lot of them, because let's be honest, influencer is a job, and it's a very lucrative job right now. And there was a recent survey that said at least 65% of children say, I would like to be an influencer. of some sort. And so a lot of the influencer kids who are good at it are like, I'm going to keep doing this. There was recently a group of moms of tween girls who created a whole hype house where their tween girls between the ages of 9 and 13 can go to create content together.
Wow.
So they're helping them with their careers.
They directly said that in the New York Times. They're like, I'm doing this to help my daughters with their future careers. Why would they go to college? They're already making $500,000 a year. They're already known brands. So yeah, I think some of the kids like it. Some of them might regret it later. Some of them might not, is the thing, because this is a career path.
Waiting for like mommy dearest of the momfluencers to come.
Well, I think we saw that with Sherry Frankie, with Ruby Frankie, the woman who was disciplining her children online, and then her daughter wrote a tell-all about. I mean, actually, was arrested first, and then her daughter Sherry wrote a tell-all about it, and is now advocating for better laws for child influencers in Utah. And some of those laws have passed. I mean, a lot of influencers have to pay their children when they appear in their content. I think Utah, Illinois, and it's up in about 6 more state legislatures. Yeah. It's going to be, I mean, it's really the Wild West is the thing.
It seems very wild.
But I think that your daughter is right. I think navigating raising a child in the age of AI is going to be even more difficult than raising a child in the age of social media.
Anyone else?
Anyone else on that light note? Does anyone want to hear what I'm working on next?
Tell us about your cover. Is that a real picture or what is?
It's me,
That's what I'm
actually.
wondering.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's it's most likely AI, to be honest. No, it's our designer did it.
Okay.
And actually they nailed it.
I love it.
I love it so much. They nailed the cover right out of the gate.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, they did a really good job. I mean, the knife is just a really,
Chef's kiss.
really, it's incredible.
Cherry pie, especially on with
Yeah.
it.
Right? Yeah, and if you read the book with one of the twists at the end, you're gonna go, oh, especially men. Yeah, so they did it. I mean, I love cover designers, and Christine and I have been so lucky. We loved our covers for We Are Not Like Them and You Are Always Mine, and then Sicilian. It was the first cover out of the gate.
Really?
Was the cover that ended up being.
Cover.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
cover. Yeah.
I was going to say, Joe, do you feel bad that when you post a picture of yourself trying to make fun of the trad wives, and you're like, look at me in this ridiculous trad wife dress? Well, you just sold 1,000 of those because you look adorable.
I know, it's true. It is. It's a problem, actually, because like I said, I did buy the Evie magazine raw milkmaid dress, and I just did a story for Bustle where I wore it around for a week, and I've never been complimented more in my life. I look
so good.
I do look beautiful. Is the problem. But like,
It's a slippery slope.
It's a real slippery slope. But like, I mean, I wore it to Costco and like to the pharmacy, and like not like lechy men, but like women were like, "You just look beautiful today." Just so nice. And I'm like, why don't people say this to me when I'm wearing my ripped jean shorts and Nirvana t-shirt? But they don't. But like that doesn't happen when I'm even wearing this. Like it wasn't just that I was in a nice dress. It was the full corset and the bodice. And I expected people to like laugh out loud and be like, are you going to a costume party? Are you going to Oktoberfest later? I know. It was just like very earnest compliments the whole time. So yeah, I feel really bad that I'm selling a ton of dresses for Evie magazine because I look great. So good. But I didn't wear that one tonight. I wore my Doan dress because that felt very LA trad coded. Yes.
Was this always the title?
Yeah. Right off the bat. And I've also been really lucky, and with Christine, with titles. I had this title before I thought of anything about the book. I was like, this is it. It's Everyone Is Lying to You. Same with Sicilian Inheritance, and same with We're Not Like Them, and You Were Always Mine. I just got one changed. My first one got changed in a while. My next book, it takes place in Paris, and it's an art heist, and also about a lost painting. And it was called The Lost Masterpiece, but B.A. Shapiro just came out with a book called Lost Masterpiece. So we changed it to The Parisian Heist.
I like that too.
I mean, people also like books with Paris in the title, so I'm like, okay, cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I've read the book, and I was lucky enough to review it. And
Yes, Susan did the review for Book Trip. It's great. Yeah.
And I would love to hear what you say to all of us about the men.
Yeah. I mean, I say this about men a lot in my books, and like in Sicilian as well. there are men in the books, but they're never the main characters in my books because, I mean, for my life, it has been the women and my gays, honestly, who have been the backbone of my life. Hasn't been like a knight in shining armor. I mean, clearly men created the knight in shining armor because I don't know a single woman that's been like, he saved me. Like, I love my husband. He's incredible. But like, it's been the women that have lifted me up and supported me. And that's what I want to show in the book. And the men are just kind of, parsley, salad dressing. They're on the side. There's one good one in this. There's one good one, and the others are victims. And so that was actually really interesting because I just did a podcast episode where it was with an agent who really hates thrillers. And I gave it to her anyway because we're friends. Yeah. And she like fucking loved it. She devoured it. And she's like, I was like, well, it's not a typical thriller. We don't have women getting murdered. Yeah. We have men getting murdered. And I kind of laughed. And she got a nasty email from this man being like, I cannot believe you allowed her to say that and didn't call her out on that. If someone had said that about women getting murdered, and I'm like, bro, women get murdered in everything since the beginning of media. But he signed his name like Sean Duffy, comma PhD. And I'm like, well, he knows shit. So maybe we should listen to Sean Duffy.
Shining armor wearer.
Shining armor wearer.
Should we sign some books?
Let's sign some books, man.
Thanks everyone for coming.
Thanks for coming. Thank you, Jordy. One of my favorite bookstagrammers.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do for books.
Thank you guys both so much. That was awesome. We have plenty of books and Owl Brew. And
we have Owl Brew Boozy Tea. We are sponsored by Owl's Brew.